Hey everyone, my name is Arturia, also known as the Coily Academic. I'm a blurred with a love for beauty. So welcome back to my channel. So today is part 2 of the academic dictionary. If you haven't seen part 1, I will link it in the cards below and down in the description box. But basically, I'm defining terms that you're expected to know along your grad school journey, but may not explicitly be told to you. So today's segment is going to be on now you're in grad school, what's next? So basically detailing the milestones that you must go through to get through grad school. So if that's something you're interested in, then please keep watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go by year. So you first get into grad school, a PhD program specifically, and you're a first year. So usually with first years, you just have to go to seminars, get your feet wet, get your sea legs. You might do a little bit of research. You might be a teaching assistant. If you don't know what a teaching assistant is, again, go to that first video on funding. But basically, you're not doing too much. So the first term for your first year is a seminar, and a seminar is just a term for a class. At the grad school level, you might not have. At the graduate level, you might not have classes as you might not have the same class as frequent throughout the week. So in undergrad, typically classes are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Doctoral seminars usually are once a week, but they last 3 hours long. So yeah, a seminar is just a fancy term for a class. Typically, it'll be discussion based, so it'll be like 5 to 10 people in a class, led by an instructor, and you talk about research articles that you've read, that you were assigned to read. So yeah, the first term is seminar. Okay, so by year 2, you're expected to do more research. You also have to go to seminars. And of course, you have whatever funding assignment you have. So again, you might be a teaching assistant or a research assistant. However, by year 2, you want to start thinking about your thesis. So a thesis is basically a a research project proposal. So you're proposing a research study. Um, you've done the literature review, which means that you've looked at all the relevant literature on the topic. You've formulated hypotheses, and you've detailed a plan for how you're going to collect the data. So with your thesis, there are 2 separate processes that you must do before you get your master's. You have to propose your thesis and you have to defend your thesis. So to propose your thesis, you basically have to, like it sounds like, you have to propose the hypotheses and the methods on how you plan to carry out that study. Typically, you present that in front of a committee, and a committee is just about 4 people, all professors in your field, including your advisor or primary investigator, and then 3 other people or 2 other people. And your advisor will help you pick out your committee. Basically, so basically, you propose your thesis in front of that committee. They decide if you've passed or not. And if you pass, then you are expected to actually carry out that study. So I've proposed my thesis, but I'm waiting to defend. And defending your thesis is when you share your results. So you present in front of that same committee and you share what results you found. So those are the 2 separate processes for your thesis: propose and defend. So after you've defended your thesis, probably around your third year or the beginning of your 4th year, it really just depends. Next, you'll be expected to take comps, which are comprehensive exams. They're also called quals, so they could be called comps or quals, and that is just a comprehensive exam that covers everything, all of your training so far. So by this point, you'll be done with classes, and you're expected to, again, know this information because it's been in your training. So the way that comps or quals look depends on your program and your university. Sometimes it can be a paper and sometimes it can be an actual exam. So at UGA in my program, it's a comprehensive exam. So what happens is, again, you and your advisor decide on a committee. It can be the same or different than your thesis committee. You decide on a committee, and then each committee member writes a different essay question for the exam. Sometimes they'll give you a reading list, sometimes they won't. They'll just tell you what topic it is broadly, and then you're expected to study the important literature in that specific topic area. And then when it's time to take the exam, it's essay based, and you're expected to pull from the information you studied from. But again, comps or quals, it really depends on your program, but in general, it is just one large exam. If you talk to anybody who's gone through comps, it is a lot, it is stressful, but once you get through that, you will be ABD. So ABD stands for all but dissertation. So that means that you are now a PhD candidate. Before you were a PhD student, up until comps, but once you pass comps, you're a PhD candidate. And your ABD, or all but dissertation. So that just means, like the word sounds, all you have left is your dissertation. So after that is your dissertation, and just like a thesis, you have to propose, which is propose the hypothesis and the methods, and also defend, which is present your findings. Dissertations can be a little bit more lengthy, a little bit more intensive than a thesis, but basically it's the same process. And once you have defended your dissertation, you officially have your PhD, and people can call you doctor. So yeah, that is basically all of the milestones that you go through in grad school. I will be filming part 3 soon. Please comment down below if you're a grad student and what part in the process you are. I'm an upcoming 4th year. I've proposed my thesis. I plan to defend my thesis this summer or in the fall, and then take comps in the spring. And I'm a PhD student because obviously I haven't taken comps yet, so I'm not a candidate. But yeah, tell me what process you are. Tell me if this was helpful. Please share this with anybody you know that's going to grad school, or anyone that's, maybe early along in the program. Yeah, please let me know what terms you think should be added if you're a grad student. Also, comment down below any video ideas that are grad school related that you have. I will see everyone in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe out there, and I love you. Bye.